President Felipe Calderon tours an army base in the border city of Mexicali. With 10,000 plus drug-related murders this year, he views his soldiers as his best hope in a blood-soaked clash that critics on both sides of the border are starting to call unwinnable, a conclusion Calderon will not accept.
We are kicking them and kicking them really hard.
He has deployed 45,000 troops to 18 Mexican states in an aggressive offensive against the cartels. On this day, he's honoring soldiers killed fighting the drug cartels by giving awards to their families.
I know that Mexican soldiers are putting in place, are risking their own lives. Actually, we lost more than 80 soldiers in this battle against organized crime. And nevertheless, they realize that they are working for the future of Mexico.
The president showed us his top secret, state-of-the-art $100 million underground bunker, the Central Intelligence Command, in a secret location in Mexico City. Mexican security forces are literally wiring the country with cameras, sensors, and computers to gather intelligence on organized crime. But he cannot shake the perception that his country is in crisis, his drug war failing. Every day there are news reports of crime, of killings, of massacres, of bodies being found. You know this, sir. More than 28,000 people killed. That's a staggering number, isn't it?
We have a serious problem, yes. However, we are facing the problem. As I say to Mexican people, it's going to take us money, it's going to take time, and unfortunately, it's going to take human lives.
Last week when we were in Mexico, dozens more lives were taken. A 3-hour shootout in the border city of Matamoros. Drug kingpin Tony Tormenta killed by hundreds of Mexican troops. In retaliation, the cartel set fires, set up roadblocks, fired guns. Calderon insists the growing violence is a sign the cartels are feeling his government's heat.
They are losing market, they are losing territory, they are losing their capacity to do everything like in the past. So they are fighting each other in order to preserve their own territory.
But the casualties and violence, once isolated to border states, is spreading to Monterrey in the east, to once quiet cities in the south, to resorts in the west. The death toll grows every year. 2010 is now turning into the bloodiest year on record. More than 10,000 murders so far, a 53% increase over last year.
We've seen the killings of family members, the assassination of mayors and police chiefs.
Security expert Fred Burton is vice president of global intelligence company Stratfor. He says President Calderon is reading it wrong.
Your cartels are carrying out these kinds of executions to show the government, the Mexican government, and the Americans to a large measure, that they're responsible for that geography and that this is what's going to happen if you put your nose into places that it doesn't belong.
Remarkably, despite U.S. State Department travel warnings, tourism is up 20% in Mexico, including 5 million Americans. And it is America, claims Calderon, that's the key part of the problem. He says the $40 billion drug trade exists to feed an insatiable American appetite.
We have a neighbor which is the largest consumer of drugs in the world. And the problem is everyone wants to sell him drugs through my window or through my door. So the United States needs to reduce the consumption of drugs one way or another.
He claims American drug use is financing the cartels, and smuggled American guns are arming them. This is an example of the more than 90,000 weapons the Calderon government has confiscated in the last 4 years. Almost all of them high-powered, and all of them bought in the United States.
I'm talking like 50,000 assault weapons, AR-15, machine guns, more than 8,000 grenades, almost 10 billion of bullets, which is amazing figures.
While the U.S. has offered $1.6 billion in aid and equipment to help Mexico fight the cartels, President Calderon knows the burden of the war falls on him.
What were the options for a government? Either you allow all those criminals to take over the country, or you face the problem and we decide to face that. And that's the most important decision of my government.
A high-stakes decision with costly implications on both sides of the border. Peter Greenberg, CBS News, Mexico City.
And for more of Peter's exclusive interview with Mexican President Felipe Calderon, you can go to our website at cbsnews.com.